at the Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up later on The Blitz, we are live out here at Cowboys camp, Oxnard, California. Our coverage continues, Jason, and the hits just keep coming.
It doesn't get any bigger than Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott will be on The Blitz this afternoon. Plus, what did Mike McCarthy tell Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning? We've got it all for you on The Blitz, starting at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My father used to say, you can write volumes on what I don't know. I say it a lot these days, too. You just can't know everything, and even with the facts and information you have, it's sometimes hard to make and act on a decision. This is why prudence needs to be put into play. Prudence is to slow down enough in order to think through all the options before saying or doing anything for the best outcome possible. King Solomon writes that the wisdom of the prudent is to give thought to their ways. Asking questions is a great way to start thinking through anything. The first question is, am I listening? Am I listening to people I trust to tell me the truth? Am I listening to people who have knowledge and experience in this area? And finally, am I listening to God? There is an entire book in the Hebrew Scriptures entitled Proverbs. It is a treasury of wisdom for life in a sometimes complicated world. Let me encourage you to give the book of Proverbs a spin. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney and owner of the Thompson Law Firm right here in San Antonio. In the short amount of time I have to talk to you, I want you to remember two things. First, if you or a family member is injured in an auto collision, remember, you need to call an attorney as soon as you can after the collision. I don't have enough time to tell you the many, many reasons why, but trust me, the earlier you contact an attorney, the better. Second, when you call is as important as who you call. I want you to call me, Jason Thompson, at 210-900-0400. I've been representing people injured in motor vehicle and trucking collisions for 28 years. Each placed their trust in me to do everything it takes to attain a just and fair recovery and to get honest, trustworthy legal advice. You can trust me to do the same for you. If you or a family member has been injured in an auto collision, call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 210-900-0400 or at my website, alawyerforus.com.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza, August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out hunting seminars, all the latest hunting equipment, last season's best bucks from our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com. August 18th through the 20th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. The 2023 Hunters Extravaganza.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. I want to tell you about a company that I know a lot about. At least I know a lot about the folks that own it. It's called Woods Comfort Systems. These are good folks, and I tell you what, they've been in business a long time. They know what they're doing, and they are going to treat you right. I've known the Woods family, well, most of my life. I grew up with the Woods family back in my hometown of Alice, Texas. And Woods Comfort Systems right now has a great deal for you. If you've been looking for a new energy-efficient AC system for your home, well, today is the right day to do that. Right now at Woods Comfort Systems, you can take advantage of up to $2,500 in rebates, a free 12-year parts and labor warranty, and you get a free Solaris indoor air quality package to boot. Take advantage of these special offers. Give them a call, 877-324-6902, or get them online at woodscomfortsystems.com. Woods Comfort Systems. Comfort is their middle name. License number 16934C.
Now is the best time to buy a Connecticut water softener. With current models being closed out to make way for the new ones, you can save big. Call Connecticut at 656-PURE and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you. That's 656-PURE.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or
license number 149.
Live from the Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville. San Antonio's Sports Center.
It is day 4 of Dallas Cowboys training camp here in Oxnard, California. Coach Mike McCarthy joins us in about 20 minutes. Dak Prescott will be on the blitz and more all coming at you today. And football is back. Yes, the Browns versus Jets Hall of Fame game. Coverage gets started right here on San Antonio Sports Star at 6:30. R&R in the morning rolls on.
Sports Center is brought to you by BraintreeNutrition.com. Better sleep, more focus. BraintreeNutrition.com.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up.
So wake me up.
Wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Normally the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about them Cowboys?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellence.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
I'm leaving your mic off. You're pushing me out of the shot. Why are you pushing? You're a shot hog.
I'm trying to get Mike McCarthy shot right, and you're leaning in.
I thought I was supposed to be in the
No,
shot.
you're being
I
dad.
combed my hair this
You're
morning.
being dad. Like you're
I
messing
thought
up.
I was leaning, and you
You're
were
messing up the selfie.
and you kept turning the laptop, and I kept trying to
Yeah.
lean into it. So
Messing
I'm not
up.
supposed to be in the
No,
shot.
not in Mike's.
Well, my
You have your own.
My mom's not going to be happy with this.
Look, turn on your StreamYard and you can see yourself.
Oh.
See, you're in Mike's. See, I
thought
still
did
see your
turn on my
right
stream.
shoulder.
I am. I'm in the stream. I see.
Move over.
So you're telling me that McCarthy's worth the big box and I'm a little box?
Yes. Yes.
There's a
We
lot
see
of
you
jokes
every
there.
day. Nobody wants to see you. We see being you every day.
No,
They see us plenty.
If I'd have known he was coming, I probably would have planned appropriate. Okay, so I can't get out. There's no way I can get far enough out of this thing.
Now you see how
look how far I have to.
Now see, I'm a vet. Now that
when he gets here, you can't stand up. It's nerve-wracking.
This is what I'm doing.
See, when I sit where I am, I don't even get the backdrop. See, you wouldn't, guys, if you would know what we're talking about, if you are watching our YouTube feed, and you can do that from any device. We're San Antonio Sports Star. This is R&R. That's Rudy. I'm Rob. We're sitting on the tennis courts in Oxnard, California. It's your Dallas Cowboy training camp coverage, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Texas Cheer Liquor and Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds. And if you don't believe me, just wait here for about 15 minutes because we're going to have a guy named Mike McCarthy, head coach of the Cowboys, and come sit down with us for the first of his minimum 18 visits.
Yeah, we
R&R.
get them every year. Well, the reason I stand up right now is because this way I don't have to get up when he gets here.
No, but see, look, if you're looking at the camera, I'm just about, it's impossible unless I turn which that might be unnerving for Mike.
Yeah,
I
don't
would be
put
like
your
a Barbara
legs- don't open your
Streisand if I
legs.
leaned into him. So if you were a tree, Mr. Coach, what kind of tree would you be?
Yeah,
He is coming. We are going to talk some Cowboys, but that's just the beginning.
don't open your
this
legs
hour.
toward Mike, please. That's like I hate when guys do
Pull that, please.
I
Edwin.
hate that.
Can you hold on to that?
When you're facing another man, just keep your legs closed.
Today
What up?
is a celebratory day. Today,
Why?
it's kind of a soft opening, but today is the beginning of the NFL football season.
I can't believe it.
Today, the Hall of Fame football game goes off.
Now, if you can hear it right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Coverage starts at 6:30.
Cha-ching.
Now, did Aaron
Good job.
go? Did Deshaun go? They will get to see Zach Wilson. What? Zach, people forget. Like, this is what everyone's forgetting about the Jets, and this is why I want to watch them. Like, yes, Aaron Rodgers there, but they just took Zach Wilson with the number 2 overall pick 2 years ago.
Oh, I
You know what I
get it.
mean?
No,
Like,
I'm
so
with you. I'm with you.
it matters.
But there's how far we have come.
I can't
believe these 2 years.
Are we sure they were going to play a football game today?
Well,
like
it's
for
the
real?
Hall of Fame. It's a soft open.
No, but it's a game.
It's kind of like when you're opening a restaurant, you invite all your friends over and you don't charge them anything, and you see if this is actually what you think it is, the food that you're serving.
Yeah.
So this is what we get tonight. It's not. We don't expect anything.
This is what the
NFL,
remember
is free.
The NFL has done a masterful job because I swear I feel like the season just ended. That's how well they mastered this out, like draft and free agency and trades, and it's literally 365 because it doesn't feel like we've had a break from the NFL at all.
I'll agree with the lack of the break. I'll disagree though. It seems like
not to me.
It seems like a long.
We talk NFL every day.
Just because I talked, it doesn't mean I've lived it. And I feel like I've talked about it for so long. What actually happened has now become legend. I have the details.
So you mean to tell me
fuzzy over the grand picture of what last season?
There is 6 plays that you can name right now from the Super Bowl that you remember. It can't.
Who won?
Whatever.
Well, that's the other part.
You remember the holding against Bradbury? The fumble from Hurts. The touchdown he threw to A.J. Brown. Come
honestly,
on now. You remember the Super Bowl.
Here's what's wrong with my poor, battered, old sports guy memory.
What?
I will remember Phoenix's Super Bowl for one thing. The turf. That's when you go, what do you remember about Phoenix in 2023? The turf. I felt like the turf at the end of the day was such a deciding factor that for me, that will be the turf Super Bowl.
For me, and I'll be selfish, climbed a mountain.
Well, see,
I climbed a mountain.
Those kind of memories.
Y'all are going to hear about that forever. Just by the way, like once every 3 months, I'm going to remind y'all that I climbed a mountain.
Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. The season has been so long ago. You don't remember the game. You remember the mountain.
What?
So if I'm telling you, so I get that the NFL has kept us busy, and they're masters of that.
But you know what else helped us?
Tonight will be kind of. We all know we're going to watch the first 2 minutes with rapt attention. We're going to watch it just to hear the voices and the sounders and all the stuff that Monday night, Thursday night, all the football things that we've missed. But after the first 3 plays, we're going to go, oh, yeah, I forgot this is preseason. And
well, what helped us, Wemby helped us. Wemby helped us. It kept us occupied because if we don't get Wemby and we're like, oh, well, yeah, we're getting Brandon Miller. I don't think there's that downtime doesn't go as fast because we got Wemby, and then the draft came when we knew we were getting them, so we had a good little buffer.
And that's why I felt like as we came to camp and we'd focused so much on the Spurs, as we were getting ready to, I'm packing my bags and planning my wardrobe for Jerry's party, and I get the news that Zach ain't going to camp. Zach Martin ain't going to camp.
Okay.
And I got that news as I'm planning to come out here, and suddenly everything was shocked back into focus. Oh, yeah, we got a football season to play. And here comes this brand new season without a Hall of Fame, and by Madden's numbers, the best on the offensive line in the NFL.
Well, I'm going to go coach speak on you. I'm going to help you. I can only focus on the guys that are here.
And
that is exactly what he's going to say. I can only focus on the guys that are here.
And Coach Mike McCarthy is imminent. He's going to be here in just a couple of
11 minutes.
With the idea of I can coach who's here.
Yes, that's all he's going to say.
And I hear from Jerry, I hear from Steven, I see the resolute jaw when they talk about their guy.
They love him. They love him. They just don't have the money.
Well, above and beyond that, is there such a comfortability and confidence level here about the quality of this football team and the nearness of the goal that they're going to let Zach just sit? They don't care. That there's a comfort level here that there's enough to keep this train moving without him.
It's not. No. They know they need him. They're just going to be.
But is there enough to go on without him?
Yeah.
So, and I don't think
that's what you're paying Dak for. All you Dak lovers, we're gonna find out. That's what they're paying Dak for.
I think Jerry's comfortable enough to let him stew.
They need him.
Oh, there's a difference between need and want.
Yeah,
you're right. And but can they survive without him?
Sure.
But then that's not a definite need. Then
sure,
they want him.
So, but survive is different than winning.
Well, for me, survival is winning.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is not a
surviving is 9 and 8,
a 500 a proposition.
Yeah, surviving is 9 and 8. You know what I mean?
The coach is right on time. We expect him, I would say, in 10 minutes.
Exactly. 10 minutes.
as he's being guided by our good friend Joe Trahan, who daily offers us a unique hoodie. Daily, we're going to have to talk to Joe Trahan.
I have that hoodie.
Do you have that one?
The white NFL hoodie? You've seen me wear that one.
With the football and
yeah.
Oh, I have not seen that.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I have an NFL hoodie.
Hey, Trahan, is he standing out there or is he on the phone?
He's busy.
Oh,
with
he's
mine.
busy?
Yeah.
Oh, because I wanted to comment on his hoodie.
It's nice. No, I don't have that one, but it has an NFL shield on the back. I have one that has a shield on the back. But mine's from Ross, and mine only cost $17.
Don't discount the quality of Ross.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not discounting it.
Last night, sitting around the table of airheads.
What
debate? I mean, airheads in the best sense of the word, radio broadcast types, airheads and ink fingers. The idea of backup running back was brought up.
Oh,
is it a fair statement to say that the best backup running back on the Cowboy roster currently is under 5'5"?
No, it's Malik Davis. And I'm not gonna stand. I'm not backing off of it. I don't care how much y'all make fun of me. I like being on the island. I like being alone. Being alone builds character. And I know everybody makes fun of me, and that's fine. But I'm sticking to it. It's Malik Davis. So that's it.
656-3776, 656 ESPN. That's the question for the day. How comfortable are you at running back? Because we're all pretty.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is last year, Zeke Elliott had over 200 carries. He had 231 carries. I guess we asked coach, is he comfortable with Tony Pollard coming off of a broken leg, his size, that maybe some questions on the offensive line. Are you comfortable having Tony Pollard over 200 carries? Or are you going to split that up between 2 or 3 guys, especially now with Ronald Jones being suspended? So definitely some things we have to discuss. But all right, now what I want to discuss is if you've got big projects you need to be done on your property, but maybe don't have the right equipment, I need you to think about Ewald Kubota. They don't just sell tractors, mowers, and construction equipment. They also rent and offer field service if your equipment is down. So right now, this very moment, compact tractor offers at Ewald Kubota are amazing with 0 down and 0% financing for 84 months. Plus, they're still offering big savings on hay equipment from up to $1,000 to $3,000, depending on what you need. For 75 years, Ewald Kubota has been your dealer, and Mr. Ewald wanted me to let y'all know that he says thank you for your purchases over the years, and thank you for trusting their service department with your equipment. From the Gulf Coast of Mexico to the hill countries of Texas, for 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Mike McCarthy is imminent as we prepare for a full radio day. Not only will Mike join us, but Dak Prescott will be sitting in with the Blitz today as we continue your.
I think he probably knows Jason and Joe by now. Well, at least Jason.
And it's also a Hot Ticket Thursday, and that's just you want to go ahead and do this now? We're just about
one
there.
Of them damn bands I don't know. Yeah, sure. Why not? I know Godsmack.
It's Hot Ticket Thursday. Be the ninth caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way. The hottest tickets to the hottest events. Ninth caller wins.
I don't think you've ever actually played a Godsmack song. I know I haven't. I'm not against it. Tim, do you know Godsmack?
Of course he does.
Yeah,
of course he does.
Oh, he's so it's. What about Stained?
I know Stained. My floors are stained. My floors. Now, yesterday, Rob, I was like, you know what?
656-3776.
Ninth caller. Yeah, ninth caller.
Going to check out Godsmack and Stained up in Austin at our Germany.
Yeah, the Blitz. Jason hit me up. Hey, man, we're hungry. Bring us something. I said, cool. So I run out to the car. And sure enough, I turned on the car. The last person that had driven the car was Tim. What station you think it was on?
I'm sure it's classic rock.
Yes, it was. So I was like, okay, I knew Tim was the last person to drive.
But I can't.
Because the classic rock was on. I was like,
but the thing is, I could have easily.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. I woke Tim up, Rob, because I couldn't find the parking pass. I was like, dude, I can't get on campus without the parking pass. And Tim comes out slumbering and stumbling. Like, what do you need it for? Just how anybody would.
Where was it?
It had fallen. I don't know how crazy he was driving. I don't know how crazy he was driving, but it had fallen all the way on the right side of the passenger seat.
I'm not going to, I will not denigrate the brand of car, so I don't want to bring it up.
No.
But one of our vehicles is a tin can with a chainsaw mower engine.
It gets us A and B.
Man, oh man.
It gets us A and B. It got me there.
It's a crazy little vehicle. I'll give them that. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But the fact that it did rattle the parking pass off of the hood, all the way over to the dash,
all the way to the right side.
It's not surprising at all because of the vibrations at like 45. And this is a new car.
I'm sorry. I felt bad. I woke Tim up. But I needed the parking pass.
But you couldn't find it?
No. Why would I think?
Why would you think it was out of the vehicle?
Why would I think it's on the? I looked everywhere. I looked in the glove compartment. I looked in the trunk.
You didn't look everywhere, as I would tell my kid.
It was.
You didn't
why
look
would
everywhere.
It be on the right side of the passenger seat, in between there and the door?
Well,
why would it be there?
Well, had you the vehicle prior to that? So once you drive it, once you've driven it, now you know how it could end up.
But
over
this
there.
is the thing, you know what? Sometimes with stuff like that, as precious as that is a parking pass at Cowboys camp. I thought maybe he was like, no, I don't want anyone to break into the car and steal it. So I thought he may have taken it in. Because people are.
I would like to have confirmation from Mrs. Rudy J. As to how well you search for things. How well, you go, honey, where is it? She goes, it's right there on the refrigerator. And you go, honey, I can't see it. And she goes, no, it's right there. You go, honey, it's not here. And she walks in and goes, it's right there, and grabs it and hits you in the head with it. How often does that happen?
Hey, you know what? If you ask her that, she's going to be like, Rob, he can never find it.
So in Tim's defense, as he staggers out,
I'm horrible at it.
And his chonas in the middle of the day having to go search a tin can for a little piece of paper.
It's my fault. It's my fault. My apologies, Tim. At least I came back with chicken tenders.
You know what?
See, I came back in peace.
That is the lesson that we all must learn.
See?
You see, kids, if you're gonna screw up, if you follow it up with food.
If I wake somebody up out of their sleep, bring them chicken tenders.
The strangest thing is because of the days, the way that we're having to get up so ridiculously early, the week kind of becomes this blur, this nonstop little breaks and then back to work, little breaks back to work. I guess you get the sense it's kind of like we pack a month of training camp into a week because we get little 2-hour, 3-hour naps in between the fun stuff, obviously, but then the work that begins with us at 2:30 in the morning. I mean,
here,
and so it just feels like this blur of things. And you when you talk to the Cowboys, and they're in their second week, but now that the pads have begun and this process has begun, it becomes like what we're going through. That it's not day after day. It's meeting to practice with a little bit of sleep. What did my coaches used to call it? Skulls time, a little bit of, and a lot of playbook stuff.
But you're supposed to still be in love with the process. I'm talking about from a player standpoint. I think when you get to the point, and this is what every pro athlete tells you, when did you know you needed to retire? When I didn't feel like getting up and going to practice, when I stopped liking the process. So if you get into that point already and it's only week 2,
well, I don't think anybody is.
You got other problems.
And I would be very curious if the way I feel on Thursday is the way the players feel like in 3 weeks, where it literally doesn't feel like. I remember getting here.
Right.
I don't remember any long stretch like, oh, let's relax and have myself some time. I remember a couple of meals, and this is just since Sunday. You know what I mean? So because you turn this thing into this mind-numbing blur.
Yeah.
And we're now on 2 padded practices.
Yeah.
And yesterday a walkthrough. And today another full get together from what I understand. But I don't know of their 10 padded practices if they're going to use one today. They've already used 2. Well, we'll talk to Coach McCarthy.
You don't have to guess.
He is imminent as he is going to arrive just a second. We had his assistant head coach, his defensive coordinator on yesterday in Dan Quinn. And I've talked to a lot of coaches that were excited. I've never talked to a coach that was that wanted to have a pool party for an offseason acquisition and couldn't figure out or had to play chess in his brain to figure out what he was going to do with a Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah, you can hear that on sasportstar.com/audio vault and our YouTube channel.
Do you get the sense as McCarthy is beginning to take control of this offense in every sense of the word? One less thing with the defense has certainly helped the process. No worries over on that side of the ball.
Well, it ain't even that. That's the thing. I think we're making too much of that. It's been that way. It's been that way. I mean, he's been to the point where he doesn't have to, pretty much. I don't say babysit, but have to worry about that side. That's been that way. I think we're making a little bit more of that than what we're supposed to. What's up, Coach?
And here he is.
Good to see you, man.
Morning, Coach. Glad you're here. Come on, have a seat down. We're a full-on TV production as well. Here is head coach Mike McCarthy of your Dallas Cowboys sitting and joining with us for the first of what will be. We were doing our count, Coach, of 18 visits as you will join us every Friday morning. Brought to you by A-Best Bell Bonds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I said a minimum of 18 visits. We're just beginning it. And before we dive into stuff, good to see you again, Coach. Looking good. Glimmer in your eye as always.
Absolutely. I mean, it's training camp. This is the best place you could possibly have a camp. So everything's going great. Absolutely. Team's staying, relatively healthy, but no.
How are you feeling?
Loving it. I feel great. Yeah, I feel great.
No jet lag yet? No
jet lag? No.
You know what I mean? Where you start feeling like, what day is it yet? None of those?
Camp is, you're trying to, just maximize everything you can here because, you're on a limited time with your players, but you get to train in this space here. There's nothing like it. So we can go full speed.
In our business, we get up early, and you start living with this internal clock. I know there's a certain time of day I'm supposed to be doing something. Have you hit that with the camp? Like it is 7:15. Right. There's a meeting I got to be at, and I know where I need to be. Have you found that rhythm yet?
Well, I'm an early riser, so the mornings I love. The nighttime is the part that it always takes you a while to get into a rhythm. Because this is our offensive staff. This is our first time going through it together, so we're spending a little extra time at night than we probably like to, but it's just kind of where we are.
With you taking over the play calling, did you get as much time to decompress as you normally do? I know the last couple of years I talked to you, kind of take that time away, kind of get away. Were you able to still have that time to yourself and to the family, or did you have to get right back to work?
Well, I did. I had great family time on the break, but I spent a lot of time going back and just making sure things I've done in my past, if a couple wrinkles that I wanted to bring in, because I think just like everything, and I've done it every year. You have a system, you have a scheme, evaluation, implementation, you're building it.
Right.
Then you have the draft, and you get a Deuce Vaughn and then Brandon Cooks. Do we have enough, Terp, and so, I mean, just making sure, bringing some new ideas. So, we have some wrinkles that we'll put in later that'll come out of those conversations. But, so I've always spent, pretty much the first 2 weeks because your head's still in the football.
Right.
You go on vacation, so you're still into it. So, but it was fun. I was watching old beta camp tapes and quarterback schools from the New Orleans Saints, and so
Well, during one of the mojo moments the other day, I saw and I was like, wow, this is different. Terp,
the lateral, yes.
Yeah, I saw Terp and Deuce in one of those packages. Talk to us about Deuce and Terp and what the type of weapons, because CD was asked, hey, he feels like Terp is one of the best kept secrets. It's going to be hard to keep him off the field.
Yeah, I mean, Terp, I love that guy. I mean, just the way he came in here last year, because this is when he arrived here in middle of training camp. So, but has tremendous ability. He's just so dynamic with the ball in his hands. But we're still developing him as a route runner, because his ability to. He's got an incredible stride, and he's probably the quickest guy on the field too. So his combination could be lethal. But yeah, we definitely want to get have more involved in just playing the normal rotations of receiver. We don't want to be in packages where we have to identify, every time he goes in the game, it's here. So, if he can play in the flow, which he is right now, which is different than last year, just playing the flow of the offense, it'll give us a chance to, move him around and just play.
Do some different things.
I think will help him on those specialty plays.
Apply that same thought process to your running back, to Vaughn.
Well, our running back room's different. My first 3 years here, we had two dynamic runners. We had two number ones. So,
right.
You look at the 2020, version of the offense, or you look at the numbers we ran the ball. They had to go up. That was the number one focus coming out of that season. And so I thought we did a really good job, using Tony and Zeke in 21 and 22. But now that room looks differently, and how's that going to sort out? And that's why we're here at camp and working through. But I love what the young running backs are doing. They've done a really nice job.
How would you quantify it now? You got an RB1 and an RB2 ABC.
Well, we have a veteran and a bunch of young guys. That's just the facts. So, And those young guys also play special teams. So special teams will be a big factor in how that sorts out.
If you're playing in the Hall of Fame game tonight, Coach, who's starting at right guard?
I mean, we got Josh Ball in there, and we'll just keep working those guys.
Okay.
Zach's situation is business, and we miss him. Don't get me wrong.
No, of course.
Everybody loves him,
of course,
and all that. But this is a healthy opportunity for these young players. These are reps that they can use. Especially against the number one defense. Zach and Tyron, we're going to be on a pitch count anyways. So coming in here, you got to be smart with those guys. So yeah, we'll just keep working these young guys.
How much did last year's offensive line issues, injuries, and all that, where you're moving guys around, go into the prep for this kind of for your offense as you've evolved this thing?
I mean, it really has every year. I mean, my 3 years here. I mean, the numbers are
adversity's getting crazy.
Yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, I've never had this many offensive line starting lineups in a 2-year period, let alone a 3-year period. So, yeah, definitely, we're very cognizant.
Can you take me to school real quick?
What's that?
Can take me to school on how do you put together an offense, looking at the offensive line, the way it's structured, and find the measure between mobility, interplaceability, interchangeability, and continuity on an overall stretch with the offense? How do you meld those two things together?
You look at the individual, number one, and what is his skill set. So, is he a one-position player? Is he a two-position player? And then, sometimes you have a guy that can play all 3 positions. So that's the starting point. So the ample number of time that you get them trained. Now, you may only be able to get them trained in the technique and the physicality part of it, but then you can train them in the mental part of it through the walkthrough. So it's just, once again, establishing the individual's ability to play multiple positions.
How many more reps do you need to do that for real?
You never have enough.
I know, but is it like another month?
Well, yeah. Well, you guys have been around. Training camp's a lot different today than it was, 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. So, but that's where you have to get it done in the classroom. You have to get it done in the walkthroughs. But in the offensive line, I mean, that's a hard position, and it's, there's a thought that you always give linemen 3 years to find out where they're at. I mean, we also had a pandemic in the middle of that evaluation period too. So, that's real. I think young players, because you don't get the first padded practice was really the first rep of all their training that really was what they can tie to getting ready for the game. I mean, perimeter guys can go full speed, against one another in helmets, and get
the work.
The linemen don't get that. They don't get that. I mean, I can remember being on the MAD committee for coaches committee. John Madden used to say it all the time. What can we do to help? He's an old line coach. His original was an offensive line coach, and it was a point well made. What can we do to help these offensive linemen? I mean, it's such a disadvantage to start the season just from a training perspective. It's they don't get the trips to the plate that the other positions do.
Where I know the word you've used a lot this camp is installs. Where are you in the offense with your installs? How was your walkthrough yesterday when you're getting back in the pads? How's everything going?
Well, this is our 6th install. Then Saturday will be 7. Then next Monday will be 8. So then once we get past that, then we'll get into the prep for Jacksonville. Make sure our guys are ready. So
what's the percentage of in there? What you 1/4% in? You're 30%, 40% in? Just to give us an idea of what we're looking at. 60%.
Oh, good.
Mike McCarthy sitting in with us here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Help me be right, though. I've been arguing with people about Malik Davis. I need you to help me be right about him. I think he's the real deal. I think he can. I'm going to stand on it. I don't care what anybody says. I think Malik is going to have a breakout year. Depending on how things go, he gets the touches and the reps. I think Malik Davis is the real deal.
An advocate for sure.
Definitely. I think he's clearly one of those guys that's making that jump from year 1 to year 2 without a doubt. He showed great, really good natural run skill in his limited opportunities last year. He's done a good job in the weight room. He's stronger, and he's done a nice job with the pass protection responsibilities we've added to the running back room, and I think he'll be, he's a natural at check downs and working the underneath routes too. So yeah, I think he's developed very well.
Hey, there you have it.
He has a lot of natural run skill.
That's the reason you come to work. Hey, we look forward to sending some tacos this year.
Yeah, there you go.
Appreciate you, Coach. We get those wins coming. Coach Mike McCarthy right here on San Antonio Sports Star for the first of what we look forward to being a minimum of 21 to 22 visits here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Which is taller than I thought.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate you. That's Coach Mike McCarthy. We're going to dissect all that we had to have with him and all the others coming up. We'll be right back. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The guys are on the road again. This time, San Antonio Sports Star travels to Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, California.
Deep down the right side. Oh, it's caught.
With the full support of AA Best Bail Bonds, providing complete backup for any of those things that happen while on the road. Nobody provides better coverage of training camp than 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.